G'day friends, welcome to today's YouTube video. My name is James, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm just going to play a little bit of journaling as I talk to you very quickly for about 10 minutes. I got some information to share with you about my semaglutide journey. But I'm getting a headache. I've got my, what are they called? What are they called? Side effects. I've got a side effect. It's a headache. So I don't want to exacerbate that by sitting here and looking into too many computers. But a few days ago, Wednesday, I had my first shot of semaglutide, and I did get a bit of response, a bit of feedback from people in DMs, a little bit worried, a little bit concerned. So there might be some context missing for what is really going on. And very quickly, all I want to tell you is I'm doing it to kind of fast track the last 20 pounds off so that I can be marketable for a few dance jobs that I want to do that I'm assuming come up early 2025. So I have been on this health journey, this weight loss journey, this road back to me for a couple of years now, and I had no issue doing it, kind of, I want to say holistically, but I don't think I've been doing that. Naturally, let's call it that. But pre-medical intervention, I have been doing it very naturally. My eating patterns have kind of changed. My lifestyle's changed. Obviously, all my health effort stars, if you've looked at my planners, all the green Zumbas turned into red dance stars, my blue walking stars, my pink weight stars, now my orange sky zone trampoline park stars. Love that. But yeah, I've added my newest little star, and it's a little bit of medical intervention. It's a gold star with a black rim, and that's my semaglutide shot. I'm on a course of 4 weeks, and if you don't know what semaglutide is, most people would know it as Ozempic, which was a weight loss drug, not a weight loss drug, I think it was meant for diabetes management originally. Ozempic and Wegovy were the things that I heard of first, but recently it's been approved by the FDA for weight loss as its own thing. And then a lot of individually registered practitioners like nurses and had their own med spas have decided to offer this as a service for people. So you can go get your Botox, you can go get your semaglutide shot, you can get a whole bunch of shots and walk out feeling fresh and beautiful. But I have never been against medical intervention, especially for aesthetic reasons. Like, I've never turned my nose up at Botox or fillers or facelifts. Honestly, I love it. My own personal feelings about whether I want it or not are different, but I would never say never to myself. And for the Ozempic, or the semaglutide that I'm actually on, I've been curious about it for a while, and I told myself I didn't want to do it only because I didn't want the side effects while I was dancing. And I felt like I couldn't be out, in the heat, in the middle of the street, in my costume, and then suddenly have these side effects that people were talking about. So I was like, well, I want to try it, but I don't really know, because I need a period of time where I'm not dancing. And I honestly thought I'd be dancing right through. But as it turns out, unfortunately for me, I'm not dancing through the fall. Like, I have nothing on my dance card until November. Things might pop up, I hope they do, but as it is, like, that's the next gig that I've got. It doesn't start until November. So I've got months of just kind of doing nothing. And I thought, well, now's the time to experience those side effects that I'm going to experience. Also, the lady was running a deal, and it's really hard for me to turn down a good deal. So I'm trying it. I'm going to see what happens. And yeah, it's not for any personal, like, I think people felt a little nervous that I was feeling maybe a little insecure, maybe I was losing some self-confidence, or I didn't like my body, like I had bad body image issues. I really don't. If anything, I've gone too far the wrong way. I'm too delusionally confident about myself. So no need to worry there. I think you would know if I really started to feel those things. And the reason I think maybe thought I was covering it up with humor is because honestly, it's all a joke to me. I really don't take any of it too seriously. So I just wanted to let you know that the context you might be missing is it's purely for jobs. We're in 2024, and I will say diversity has come a long way, especially from when I started dancing in 2009. The landscape looks different for plus size dancers, and I've been very grateful to be employed as one for the past couple of years. But I do really think, and through a few certain experiences that I cannot go into detail about, I can tell you one, I do really think that my size was still presenting a bit of an issue for being considered for opportunities that I was going up for. Case in point, I had been auditioning for a couple of new things, and a comment was made to me, like, repeatedly that, oh, we're really excited it's a new offering because we can build costumes for everybody. And not everyone was getting that conversation. I was like, why are you telling him that? It was me, and I could understand that it was coming from a good place, so I didn't take it with bad nature, and I wasn't too angry. But in my mind, it did confirm this thought that I had that, yeah, being the size that I am has presented an issue for you where like shows that were already costumed weren't going to make new costumes. And look, I can understand if it were my business, if it were my company, I wouldn't want to spend the money to make new costumes either. You don't want to spend more money unless it's going to bring more money in. And a lot of times these things just don't. A lot of businesses and corporations, like as flowery as all the language can be sometimes when you're in the trainings, they still operate as a corporation and as a business. So I have that perspective. I'm not too disturbed by it. Obviously, if things could be better, they'd be better. But, you know, what am I going to do? I'm on the lowest end of the totem pole, or the food chain. I just need to be realistic to a point, and unfortunately, it just wasn't. It was inclusive to a point. It just couldn't be fully inclusive. So I felt like, you know what? Instead of waiting for it to come around and to change all of that, I'll just change something that is actually within my control. Like, my weight is within my control. So I felt like, well, why don't I just make my opportunities come back to me by losing the weight? And personally, before that, I was on the health journey for all the other reasons that I'd talked about before. Like, I just didn't like how big I had gotten. I didn't fit my clothes well. There were lots of minor inconveniences in life. I felt like my energy was low, my stamina was low, I was depressed a lot, my mood was irritable. I felt like there was a struggle to breathe. I felt like I couldn't do my shoes up easily, like things like that. I felt like I'm just not at the size I want to be. You know, weight has always been something, as far as a dancer, I've never really been the right look or the right weight for a dancer. Even when I was really thin and I thought that I looked great, I was put on weight probation as well. Like, my experience has been what my experience has been, and it has definitely shaped a thought pattern, a thought process that can feel very, like, very negative. Like, I can look at myself and just pick everything apart and be like, you need to change this, and this, because I've seen that happen. Like, I've watched it, I've heard it, I've had people look at me, and, you know, casting directors, and make this gesture to my waist to be like, you need to slim down. Like, I've had those experiences, and they do shape how you start to see yourself. However, I've always kept that as, that's how I was for a dancer. That was employment, that was work or opportunity, you know, my dreams and my passions. How I actually see myself personally, my own worth and my own body image and the way that I see myself as a human being, I don't think I've really struggled with that a lot. I've always been very confident. Even as I was bigger, you know, I didn't love all the things about me that I was experiencing, but I didn't think I was worth less as a person. I didn't feel like, you know, I had lost these good qualities about myself that I was proud of in myself. I mean, I really don't think I struggled with a lot of self-confidence. So hopefully that explains a little bit better where mentally I might be coming from, just in case you were worried that I was maybe going through it a little bit. I really appreciate it. It's really sweet. But I'm completely fine. It is purely work. It's work and dreams and opportunities and hopes for the future. And I just feel like I'm going to take away that opportunity for them to look at me in the room and be like, oh, that's a problem. I don't want them to look at me like that. And now I feel like I'm going to be up against that because I'm 34. You know, sometimes now I go into the audition and they're like, oh, a little too old. Or sometimes they just don't like your facial hair. Or you're too tall. Or there are things you can change, there are things you can't change. I am so at peace with the things that I can't change. Age I'm working on because I still feel quite young, so I don't like going into a space with all the 18, 19-year-olds and thinking that I'm older than everybody. But then the things that I can change, if they're within my control, I generally kind of own that a little bit and just make those decisions accordingly, knowing full well why I'm doing them. And to be honest, I would be happy just to keep going natural. Like I said, I'm not against medical intervention, and this seemed like a great deal and a good time. So just kind of taking that for what it is. I'll be on it for 4 weeks at this point. I don't know if I'll keep going after that. I probably will. I'm just not quite sure. I think I'll just keep going until I get to the weight that I want to be. But yeah, it doesn't feel very personal that way. I'm just kind of getting help to push me down the ski slope at the end and then I'll hit the finish line and that'll be that. I'll go natural again from there and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think all the changes I've made over the past couple of years, I think have led me to a good place. I think this is just really just like a booster at the end. However, uh, there are some side effects and it's been very bizarre. It's the most bizarre because I don't feel hungry, like ever. I haven't felt hungry since I got the shot. And so for days now, I've been like, I don't feel like eating. I can. Like, I don't feel sick at the thought of eating. And I do still like the flavor of food. Like, nothing tastes weird. It still tastes like what it tastes like. I can't say I feel full instantly because I just kind of always feel satiated. I don't really feel the need to put more food in, even though I know there's no food in me. Like, I don't feel like, when you eat and you're kind of like, oh, finally I ate, like I don't feel hungry anymore. I already don't feel hungry. So when I'm eating, it feels kind of like, well, I don't need to do that because I don't feel hungry. Like I'm not satiating anything. But for that, it can be a little bit distressing because you need to get all your nutrients, you need to get your proteins, you need to get, your energy from somewhere. And I am struggling a little bit to keep on top of like forcing myself to eat these things. I know that sounds so crazy, but it's true. It's just a weird feeling. Like I get to breakfast time and I think I'll just have a coffee. Like I like coffee. I'll just have a coffee. No, I need to eat the protein. I need to eat the breakfast. And then I got to lunch and I was like, I guess I just feel like something fresh, maybe. Like, I'll just have a bit of cucumber. That's crazy. That's crazy. I need to eat. I had to pull the parts of the chicken off and put it on the plate so that I knew this is how much chicken you need to eat. Like, eat that. So that's really bizarre, and I don't know what to think about that. I don't think it'd be a way I'd like to live, because honestly, I'd become too reliant on it. Sometimes it's annoying to have to make your food, or it can be expensive. Honestly, for the price of the shots, if I'm going to save this amount of money on food, it's even. We're breaking even at this point, so I don't know. It'll be weird. It'll be weird to see how it all works out, but definitely that's the weirdest one. Headaches, I've started to feel like I've come down with the flu. She said that might be kind of what I experience, and she's prescribed me some like medical grade headache medicine, but I haven't picked that up from the pharmacy because I said, oh, I don't really get headaches like that. Maybe sinus pressure every now and again, but no migraines or anything, like rarely. So I've taken some Tylenol, like I think I'll be fine with that. I don't really have any nausea or anything, only from not eating. Like I feel the feeling of my stomach rumbling because I haven't eaten, but I don't feel like I want to. Like I don't feel like hungry. So that's really weird. Anything else? The gastrointestinal stuff has all been kind of fine and normal, not struggling there. She said it might make me sleepy. I've been a bit sleepy for sure. But also that might just be the energy because I haven't been eating a lot. I can just definitely tell that the reason most people might want to be on this is so that they don't feel hungry. But it is its own kind of problem to have to force yourself to eat the right amount of nutrition because I've seen people get like Ozempic face where and I kind of have a bit of a sallow face as it is. I got a bit of weight on me right now, so it doesn't look like that, but my cheeks can go. Like I can look skeletal in a minute. So I got to make sure I don't get that. And people were just saying like, if you don't get enough protein, it starts to feed off your muscles. And so you can get really kind of skinny, which I guess is what all the girls are doing, all the celebs. But I don't want to look like that. So unless you could target a certain place for it to eat at your muscles. Like I got muscles for days in my legs. You can have some of my legs. Not a lot. I still don't mind having a nice solid leg, but take some of the leg if you need to take anything. But I just know it'll go straight from my face. I'll keep the legs, have no face. Anyway. That's it. That's where I'm coming from. If you were a little concerned, and please don't feel the need to weigh in about any of this in the comment section. It's all personal stuff, and I'm letting you know because I feel like I'm an open book. But honestly, like I'm all fine. If I for whatever reason needed someone's opinion, I probably wouldn't come to the internet to ask for it. But I would definitely encourage you to sound off below. But I've made all my decisions. I'm going to move forward with this, and I probably won't speak much more about it unless it's interesting to talk about. But yeah, if you see that little gold star with the black rim in my journal, that's my newest health effort star, and it's semaglutide shot, which Also felt kind of like weird and cheating to put it in my health efforts, because it makes me think that I've made an effort, like those stars are the effort that I've made for something, but this doesn't feel like effort at all. It feels like cheating. And a lot of people have lost weight recently, and they've been doing it naturally, and people have been saying, oh, she's on Ozempic. Oh yeah, no, she's been on Ozempic, which is kind of sad for people that have done that. But to be honest, I really couldn't care less. If you think I did it natural or on Ozempic, it wouldn't matter to me either way. So that's where I'm at with all of that. 100% just a push to the finish line for these jobs that I want to do, hopefully in early 2025. Until then, I got lots of journaling to do, my Halloween workshop to get involved with, and then, yeah, going to Italy to help Steve shoot a wedding. So that'll be weird and wonderful. I'm really looking forward to that, actually. I think we'll be there for like a week, but more about that to come. Keep an eye out for my Halloween workshop stuff coming up as well. I'll be sharing more information about that. It is a bit of a different format to anything that I've tried before, so something new to look forward to and something exciting. Lots of fun, simple, easy, fun lessons. Like, it's back to basics, art journaling, warm-ups, and like a warm-up lesson, a main lesson, and just lots of fun and frivolity, witchy, Halloweeny, cute, retro, kawaii, vintagey, like just lots of fun stuff, all very different. I don't even think there's an overarching theme at this point. I'm going to try and think of one because I need to find an alliterated title for the workshop, but at this point it might just be like jlbCREATIVE Halloween Workshop 2024, because I just got to get it. We got to get it out there. We got to start on it. I really want to enjoy building up to Halloween, and it's like one of my favorite times for content, but like Halloween into Christmas, but it all goes by so quickly. So starting a little bit earlier, I think, will be the answer for that. Anyway, I'll see you again soon. Have a great day. Goodbye.